Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirrabbil Salatu wassalamu ala ahlihi wa rasulihi amin. Nabiyina Muhammadin wa ala ahlihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. Dear students of AE, in Al-Huda Islamic Schools, 3 PSDCT. Today, inshallah, I'm going to explain about the basic of linear equations in this that we have already learned for this week, the first week. And I'm going to begin with the most basic things, manipulating the algebra using the addition and subtractions. We have already discussed about the rulings, whether the symbols may be changed if you try to move from left to right or right to left. And here we are going to demonstrate how it is done. And then in the next session, I'm going to explain about the word problems of these linear equations and how you deal with it. Okay, so let's do this one by one first. Evaluate the value for each variable below. So I've got three equations here. The first variable is the x. This is x, a normal variable, most common one actually. Number two, I've got the p, the variable for p. Yet luckily here this is only a single number that has the variable, and we're going to try to figure it out. Number three, here we've got a p. So let's do number one first. Again, the first thing that you have to do, you have to gather, or should we say, collecting the like terms, the variable with another variables, of course with a similar one, and numbers with the numbers. Again, whenever you see chance, to simplify things, then do it. Do it. In this case, 1 and 13 here, I can simplify by combining it. This is an addition, remember, this is positive 1, this is positive 13. Yet I can directly combine them into 14. Then finally it is done. This is 20x plus 14. A combination of 1 and 14. Okay, next step then, since the 20x is located in the right here, and his friend is 4x here, is located on the left, my suggestion is that to move the smaller number of the variable here to the other side. In this case, this 4 and 20 here, which smaller? 4, right? That's right. So this is 4 need to be moved. I need to move this 4 into the right side. So we have to kinda move this 4x so that we can reach the 20x here. How to do that? Quite easy. Just isolate the x here. So which number that we should kick here is the 14. Plus 14 needs to be migrated to the left side of the equations. Here's how. I can write minus 14 in the front, as this is positive originally, and I want to move this number to the left side of the equation, in which the consequence is that the symbol will change. Always like that. In addition, it becomes subtractions, subtractions becomes addition, vice versa. So 14, don't forget this minus 2 does not move. We do not intend to move this number. We intend minus 2 to be combined with the other number, in which this is minus 14. So we have to put minus 2 here. Equals to, again, our target is that we have to move 4x. Therefore 4x move to the right side will become 20x minus 40x. Anyone can guess why did I put a minus here in the 4x? Indeed, this is because we changed it to the right side of the equation. Originally it was positive, now this is a negative. That's the consequence. Alright, then we can operate this right away. Minus 14 minus 2 equals to minus 16. Minus 16 equals to 20x minus 4x. 20x, 20 minus 4. Simple as that. So it will be 16x. One is positive and one is negative. Now this is the last problem here. We have to figure out how much is the x. How much is the x? And the x can be found by using moving system again here. The coefficient of the x here is moved to the bottom, as this was originally a multiplication. When I try to move this number, it becomes a division. It becomes a division. Whenever you want to move a division, it becomes a multiplication. Just like addition and subtractions, the consequence whenever you move, it will change into each other. Therefore, it will become like this. I'm going to write the equation mathematically here. It will change into like this. Look at this. minus 16, yeah, minus 16 over the 16 itself, the positive 16 that the x has. Therefore, equals to x. We know that minus 16 divided by 16 here is 1. Yeah. Yet again, don't forget about the symbol. This is, we have minus here, so the answer should be minus 1, and this is the final answer of the x. Yeah. This is the final answer of the x. Alright, this is for problem number 1 here. Problem number 2, let's move on. If you do have questions, you may contact me directly. Yeah? 14 minus 13p equals to 20 plus 40 minus 20. Again, because it can be solved easily. Right? The right side of the equation, these are all numbers. There's no variables here. You can just simplify this right away. 20 plus 40 equals to 60. 60 minus 20 equals to 40. Then I can write this way. Yeah? Equals to 40. 14 minus 13p equals to 40. Then it's pretty easy. The rest of the numbers, I'm going to move it to the right side of the equation here. So the 14, I intend to move it to the right side. It becomes 40. Again, once again, yeah, since the 14 here in the left side of the equation, originally it was positive. But now, if I move this to the right side of the equations, move it alongside with the 40 here, it becomes minus 14. It doesn't matter whether you put the minus 14 in the front and then the 40 in the back here plus 40. It doesn't matter. The result will remain the same. Okay, so minus 14 plus 40. Imagine you have 40 and then decrease by 40. That's just easy. It equals to how much? 36, 26, 16. Anyone? 26. That's right. Yeah, 26. This is the answer. It's positive or negative? Positive, alright? Because the most dominant one here is 40. So I'm going to write 26. So minus 13p equals to 26. Positive. Okay. I'm going to keep the number 3 here. And slide number 2. Let's get that. So how much is the fee here? How much is the variable here? The fee will equals to, again, move the minus 13 to the bottom. Why? Because it was multiplication. When it was a multiplication, I move it to the right side, then it becomes a division. So 26 divided by minus 13. 26 divided by minus 13 equals to, how much here? Minus 2, 3, 4, 2. Yeah, that's right. That's pretty easy. Then this is minus 2. Remember, you just need to be keen, yeah, of finding which one can be simplified, and then be careful of the symbol. Be careful of the symbol. Alright, moving on to number 3. Here we have 1 minus 7p equals to 20 minus 13p minus 4. For once again, whenever you see a term to operate the numbers using the arithmetic operations like usual here, 20 minus 4. This can be operated. 20 minus 4 equals to 60. 16. Okay. So let's delete these two numbers. Okay. It becomes 16. I can put it in the front, I can put it in the back. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. As long as it still remains in the right side of the equation. Okay, that's the key. That's the key. Alright. Now that we have a problem here, it looks that minus 7p and minus 13p here seems to be related as they have a similar variable, so we can combine them by moving each one to the other side. Again, the smallest number need to be moved. For minus 7 and minus 13 here, which one is the smallest? The more negative it is, the smaller it is, right? So minus 13 needs to be moved to the right side, to the left side here. It will become positive. Let's try it. How about the 1 here? You can move the 1 to the right side, right? Don't worry about it. So 13p, or I should say minus 7p first. It's okay. Yeah, you want to put the positive 13p at the beginning. It's up to you. Equals to, I can kick this number. Yeah, move this number, make this 1 here, positive 1, to the right side of the equation. This is 1. Originally it was positive, then this is negative 1. Yeah. How about the 16 here? It remains the same. It's unchanged. Unchanged. Okay. So plus 16, then we have minus 7p plus 13p. Who knows the answer? 5, indeed. 5 over 6, come on. 6, right? Okay, 6p equals to, yeah, you can count here. From 7 to 13, how many numbers should we get there? It's 6. Okay, 6p. And positive because 13 is positive. The most highest number here during the addition or subtractions gets the symbol. So minus 1 plus 16 equals to 15. 15 here. Yeah. Whenever you see a equation, a case like this, yeah, you might think that, oh stop, there is no answer here, we cannot find it, because if I move the 6 to the bottom, it will become 15 over 6. Be confident, this is the answer. This is the answer. The answer does not need to be an integer. It may be a fraction, it may be a mixed number, it may be a decimal. In this case, this is a decimal. Yeah. You can simplify this into 4, not 4, yeah? How many 6 times what in order to become closer to 15? Only 2. Only 2. We have 12 there. 12, so I can say 15 minus 12 over 6. Therefore, the next number is 2 and then 3 over 6. I might as well simplify 3 over 6 into a half. So I can call this 2 and a half. One of it. Yeah, it's all the same. It's all the same. And you might do any one of this. Yeah, any one of this. Yet for the most simplified one, this is the most simplified. Okay. Alright, this is for the algebra manipulations for addition and subtractions. As long as you remember about the rules and do step by step, and then carefully do with the symbols, yeah, mind the symbols, you will have no problem in solving. Okay, now I'm going to introduce you into the word problems of linear equations. How about if there is 2 or more variables that is happening present in the equations, and what does it mean? What does it mean in the daily applications? So here is how. The first number here I have Mr. Z is a lawn mower. Okay, so he's maybe mowing the lawn here. He charges an initial fee and constant fee for each hour of work. F represents Mr. Z's fee. Okay, so we can say that the F here in the equation is a fee in dollars. Now for working T hour, T stands for maybe time here. Yeah, so T hour. So the equation goes like 6 plus 12 T. And we are talking about money here. This is dollars. Yeah, this is the so the fee or the money that he will get after mowing maybe certain amount of time, yeah, for mowing the lawn, he will get some money into it. The equation goes 6 plus 12 time. The time here is hour. So if it is 1 hour, then 12 times 1. If there is the question, let us read this. How much will he get if he only works for 2 hours? So we know that the T here will be 2. As we know that Mr. Z here works only for 2 hours. So we are going to input the number. This is the most easy one. We call it a substitution. 6 plus 12. Again, how much here? 2, right? We have to multiply, and again a variable next a number next to the variable here, we call this a coefficient, should be multiplied with the variable itself. So whenever the variable here is changed into a number, maybe 2, maybe 1, maybe 3, then multiply them, and you have to do it first. Again, this is a PEMDAS. You cannot do 6 plus 12 first, it becomes 18. No, it was wrong. PEMDAS, remember, parenthesis, exponent, multiplication, division, addition, and then subtractions. So multiplication goes before the addition. We have to do it first. 12 times 2, how much? Come on. 6 plus 24. Then this is a very easy task. 6 plus 24 equals to 30, and this is the amount of money that Mr. Z received after mowing the lawn. Sure, this is quite a lot actually for mowing the lawn here. In dollar, because we are telling this in dollar. Yeah, this is the answer. Alright, let's move on to the next slide here. Let's see. When Queen got home, she turned the air conditioner on. T represents, oh, there is another T. Represents the temperature. Okay, so the big T here is representing the temperature in Queen's home in degrees Celsius after T minutes. So we have two variables here. Again, this is different. You cannot combine them because this is the capital T and this is the lowercase t. Okay, so the big T stands for temperature and normal T here stands for time. In this case, it is in minutes. Yeah, previously it was on hour. Yeah, it's on. So what is the initial temperature before she turned the AC? Before she turned the AC. So it does not have anything to do with turning the AC. Yeah, you can see in the equation here. The equation literally stands or says 38 minus 0.6 after t minutes of turning on the air conditioner. Therefore, if we do not turn on the air conditioner, the answer will be like this. If we do not need to turn on the air conditioner, means that this is the initial temperature, but maybe right after she opens the door. Yeah, so we do not need the minutes here. It's done, honest. So what is the temperature? 38 degrees Celsius. It's quite hot, alright. 38 degrees Celsius. This is the initial amount of the initial temperature of her home. Yeah, and then we know that this is what we call as what we know as intercept actually in the linear graph. Yeah, of course in the next meetings we will talk about the graphs. And this is the answer. Yeah, maybe if the questions expands, talking about how many or what is the temperature after 2 minutes, after 60 minutes, after 10 minutes of turning the AC. I give you example. After 10 minutes, this is expanding the equation. Okay, turning the AC, it goes into like this. If I say after 10 minutes of turning the AC, then the temperature will equals to 38 minus 0.6 times T, and the T here I'm going to change into 10. Yeah, so I could say it becomes 38 minus 0.6 times 10. Move the 6 to the front. That's the easiest part. Yeah, so it will become no longer a comma. It becomes an integer, so 6. So it becomes 32 degrees Celsius. Mashallah, yes. Such a very fast decreasing for the temperature. Only after 6 minutes of turning the AC, her house will become 32 degrees Celsius. Alright, this is the application in our daily life that we might think the linear equations can only be done using mathematical equations, yet you can also apply it to your daily life. Alright, I'm going to describe and explain about the last example here of the linear equations. Let's read this one. Farouk wants to fill a glass tank with marbles and then fill the remaining space with water. W here represents the volume of water. Wait, what? Andre here? Maybe I haven't changed the Farouk. Okay, this is Farouk. Volume of water Farouk uses in liters if he uses n marbles. How much water Farouk needs to fill the tank if he only put 100 marbles? Okay, this is interesting. Again, W here stands for water. And it is in liters. It's in liters. So 15 minus 0.05 n, and n here represents, anyone knows? Oh, this one, and marbles. So, and you can say number of marbles. How many marbles did he use to fill the tank? To fill the glass tank here. As the question is asked here, how much water it needs to fill the tank if he only put 100 marbles, meaning that we have to put or substitute the n here into 100. Let me copy the equation. Okay, the n here I'm going to change it into 100. Pretty straightforward. So W equals to 15. It may be 15 liters. Yeah, this is the amount, the capacity of the tank. The volume decreased by 0.05 times 100. Again, you can move the 5. This is how you can move the 5 with how many zeros that the multiplication is. Because we have 2 zeros here, then you can move the 5 next to 2 zeros. 1, 2. It becomes the integer. Yeah? This becomes 5. Straightforward actually. Okay? Straightforward. You can say so. 5. Okay? Just like that. So it equals 15 minus 5. It is 10. And what is the unit here? The question says that it is in liters, so we have to follow the pattern. This is 10 liters of water. 10 liters of water. Alright, this is all the discussion here, starting from algebraic manipulations and performing it into a word problems and try to derive the meaning, also how to implement it in daily life. Okay, barakallahu fikum, my students of AE. If you have any questions, you may contact me directly, yeah, or you can post it to the Google Classroom. Alright, thank you for your attention. Let us end today's lesson by dua of kafaratul majlis. Subhanaka Allahumma bihamdika, asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and I'll see you in class.